Have you ever had a guest who made you feel like you were the one being hosted? That happened to me once in my Soho flat on Green Street, and it completely flipped the script on what I thought hosting was supposed to feel like. The flat is a loft-style place, open floor plan, those tall cast iron windows you only find in Soho. People usually love it for the light and the exposed brick, but it's also one of those apartments where every sound echoes. Great if you're living alone, not so great if you're trying to sleep through city noise. The guest was a woman named Beatriz, mid-50s, traveling solo, originally from Madrid. Her profile picture showed her sitting in a cafe with this big, confident smile. The booking note was short and polite. Visiting New York for inspiration. I'm a painter. I thought nothing of it at first. Artists book all the time in Soho, since it's basically the birthplace of that whole scene. I met her at check-in, and right away she carried herself differently than most guests. No flustered questions about Wi-Fi passwords, no fussing about luggage. She looked around the loft, nodded approvingly, and said, "Yes, this will do perfectly." Almost like she'd been here before. Normally, I drop the keys, give the rundown, and step out, but Beatrice stopped me in the doorway and asked, "Do you drink coffee?" Before I could answer, she was already unpacking beans she'd brought from Spain, a little hand grinder, and a mocha pot. Within 5 minutes, I was sitting at my own kitchen counter drinking one of the best espressos I've ever had, brewed by my guest. The whole stay went like that. I'd pop in to check on supplies, extra towels, paper goods, and she'd wave me over like I was intruding on her space. One afternoon, she was painting by the big window, canvases spread out on the floor, music playing softly. She insisted I sit and watch for a while. This is why you rent this place? No? To be filled with life, it was strange, but not in a bad way. Hosting usually puts me in caretaker mode, anticipating problems, smoothing over details, but Beatrice didn't need any of that. She handled everything herself and somehow made me feel like the guest. The turning point came on her last night. I got a text. "Come by for dinner, 8 o'clock. I hesitated. Hosts don't usually do that. But curiosity won. When I arrived, the loft smelled amazing. Garlic, tomatoes, something rich simmering on the stove. Beatrice had transformed the space into what felt like a Spanish kitchen. She'd even set the table with candles she found in a drawer. We ate, we drank wine she'd brought from Madrid, and she told me stories about her life, traveling through South America with nothing but a sketchbook, painting murals in tiny coastal towns, leaving her office job in her 40s because she refused to die before she'd really lived. At one point, she laughed and said, "You look tired. Hosting all these people, it must wear you down. Tonight, you rest. Tonight, I host you." And that's exactly how it felt. The next morning, after she checked out, I went in expecting to reset the flat, but the place was spotless. Sheets washed, dishes done, even the mocha pot gleaming on the counter. On the brick wall, taped gently with painter's tape, she'd left a small sketch of the loft, just charcoal on paper, but it captured the space better than any photo I'd ever taken. Next to it, she wrote, "For the real host, thank you for lending me your light." I stood there staring at it for a long time. Hosting is usually about turnover, logistics, routines, but Beatrice reminded me that sometimes a guest can give back more than they take, just by being fully, unapologetically themselves. So, have I ever had a guest who made me feel like I was the one being hosted? Absolutely. I still have that sketch pinned up in my office to prove it.